All right, we're back. I have no idea what happened. Let's go, dude. I have no idea what happened, so I apologize. I was probably talking to myself for like 15 minutes. Maybe not that long, but definitely for a few minutes I was talking to myself. We're talking about. Welcome back, fella. I think I was like, how long was I disconnected for? Like 10 minutes? 5 minutes? How long was I gone for? Because it wasn't until I like started reading down like a full thing of chat, like towards the bottom, people were like, you disconnected, or he rugged us. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I look over and it says I'm disconnected. I'm like, what? So I had no idea. Like 5 minutes? Okay, that's a bit long. Yeah. Just 5 minutes. Okay, it's 5 minutes. All right, I get it. Thanks, you guys, for sticking around. I know, like, waiting 5 minutes, most people have just been gone with their day, which is fine. What do you think in the market? Yeah, it's down. Like, I don't mean to be pessimistic. It's down right now. I'm just waiting. Any NFT, like any money I have, I'm just waiting. I mean, when you have a 9-week trend that's just showing that everything is down, if you're looking to buy, I would hold. If you have stuff, I'd probably hold, depending on if you're trying to make a move or not. Me personally, I'm not putting any more money into Veve, or at least I'm not planning on putting any money into Veve. If I am, it's probably going to be into HRO. I just think personally, like next month, or I guess technically later this month, when HRO does their next pack of digital drops or digital packs, like that next series, I'm going to be able to get way more money with $500 in HRO than $500 in Veve. Just me personally. This is unacceptable, but willing to let it slide this time. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Only putting money into the app if I wins drops at this point. Yeah, certain ones are definitely worth putting money in. I thought the kit drop probably wasn't, to be honest. That's just me personally. I probably, like, in hindsight, sure, I probably should have put money in and then sold it at the tippy top at 240 and then rebought at low, and then, you know, all that other stuff. So we also have May the 4th for Star Wars, which is going to tank market because of speculation. Yeah, I do think that alone will take the market quite a bit. I think it's, in some ways, it's already happening in some ways, but not obviously in all ways. So and at this point, like myself, I know Rob Stupp is trying to make some moves, but at this point, for me personally, even other content creators, I watched Andrew Ellis's most recent video. He's talking about HRO. But believe it or not, certain projects, you just let it ride. You just hold and you wait. You just wait till something comes up, right? I'm still playing the drops. I'm still like active. I still look in the market. I still post stuff. I still want to do videos about Veve. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like when the market looks like this and you've already spent a lot of time and money and flipping and effort and energy, like there's a certain point where it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna let this ride. If it goes, you know, if R2D2 goes all the way down to 1500, like that's fine. I'm just gonna wait for him to go back up. Like there's gonna be a catalyst, like interoperability or MCP/OUP, like the OMI. Like we need Q system followed by MCP followed by OUP. Like we need all those things to happen relatively close together. And then that will, I do think those are some things that will help with the market. When is the next HRO drop and what will it be? I think the next drop is at some point towards the end of this month, because from what I've heard, again, I'm not that active in the HRO community. I do want to understand it a bit more, which is once a month there will be a digital exclusive pack drop. So that happened March 31st, so 5 days ago. The next one could happen the very, very last day of April. I'm not 100% sure. All they said was once a month. I don't know if it meant calendar month or every 30 days. I'm not entirely sure. And so then that will be a new pack. Rumors say, again, that's like all rumor speculation. Like, I don't know anything for sure. Rumor says it's going to be more about maybe the villains, specifically Riddler and Joker. Not 100% sure. This one is more about, it says Batman Universe. So obviously it's all things Batman, basically DC. Or basically all things Batman. But I heard the next one is about Joker and Riddler. But I could be way off. It could be about Superman. It could be about, that kind of part of DC. It could be all things Flash or Wonder Woman, like her and all her villains, and Flash and all his villains. Like, who knows? So all I heard is once a month there's the digital packs. The physical packs, I heard, again, speculation, is happening at the end of the week. Again, all I'm hearing is like what other people are saying that they heard from the HRO community. So it's like basically two people removed from the possible source. So as much as I want to say like, yes, this is happening. Yes, this is the day. This is all this stuff. Like, I really wish I could say that, but I just haven't spent enough time in the like HRO Discord and getting all these answers right. So this is pure guessing, but bull market towards November, December. It really depends. I really think the market is entirely dependent on what catalyst Veve gives us. MTL, Master Collector. Like, I do think, because you can give OMI utility, but that's really only going to work if you have Q system with Master Collector program, right? Because if you have OMI utility, like, what's the utility for at this point? Like, what are you going to really do? Like, you can't use it for gems because that makes now OMI a security thing and not so much a utility token, whatever it is. So what they need to do is come out with the Q system. So now you can bet OMI. They might have a separate little drop raffle for OMI users that they can bid OMI or whatever it is for drops. And then they also need Master Collector program. So when they do the drop raffles, as well as accessories and all the other things tied to Master Collector program, you can use OMI to either buy accessories or you can use OMI for also the drop raffles as well. Potentially, I don't think that's how that would work. Not for OMI. OMI already has its own drop raffle thing, but OMI needs, and that's the other thing that Rob stuff kind of brought up to me. Like, Veve technically doesn't need OMI. OMI needs Veve for it to work. So all these things need to happen first before OMI can really do anything. So I do think that's going to be a catalyst, because like now if we start having OMI whales or people with OMI coming in and spending money on the app in that sense, because there are some people like Randy Chavez that literally has 99.9% of his money, maybe not that much, but a lot of his money, like well over 90% of his money tied up in OMI. And he would make some moves in the market potentially if he really wanted to, if he was able to buy certain things with OMI. But that's more OMI to NFT and not OMI utility, right? So I think that could be one thing. And the other thing that could help is OMI to NFT. I think that's the ultimate aspect of it, right? Also interoperability, that's another thing that people could take their NFTs off platform, sell it for a shit ton of money, and then buy OMI with it or cash it out and then able to rebuy into Veve with the cash that they made off platform, because now they basically made 50 or 60% more money, or sometimes 100, 200% more, who knows? So it's like the bull run is entirely in Veve's court, in my personal opinion. That, or they announce some sort of gigantic franchise like Pokemon, which I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Pokemon needs Veve, but then again, it could happen eventually. Trying to think like another like major franchise, like Star Wars. I do think could bring in more people, but I don't know, not entirely sure. Or if like something like Disney starts just like randomly advertising Veve, like they start handing out flyers and brochures and they start like heavily advertising in the parks, just being like, hey, look at these Disney NFTs we have on Veve. That could bring in a lot of people. But as of right now, like, or even if Veve just starts advertising in general, but like right as it's all in Veve's court, whether they want a bull run or not, in my personal opinion. How are these other companies able to get MTL at launch or quickly after? Is the location of company headquarters? No. So DC was able to do it, not DC, HRO was able to do it because they're only selling in US, Australia, and UK, I believe. Those are the only 3 places that they're doing HRO in. So if you're in Canada, you're like shit out of luck. If you're in South America, you can't buy these. If you're in other parts of the world, you cannot buy HRO. So I think it's more tied up with the countries that you're kind of doing the exchanges on. Veve is trying to be like worldwide. And on top of that, HRO only has to deal with all of the hurdles that DC gives them about exchanges and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what exactly that ruling is, but like Disney does not want to get tied up with any kind of company like Veve if there's going to be some sort of, I don't know, not necessarily like scandal, but I'm trying to remember the term. Like money laundering and all that stuff, which is kind of happened. Like people were able to just like make free gems out of thin air sort of sense. Like that was the most recent glitch that happened. And so there's some issues with that, and there's a lot of hurdles they need to deal with. And the whole part of like the Omi token running in the background, also the fact that you're able to like trade tokens between or trade gems between people as well as NFTs. So the NFT part I think is fine, but being able to trade gems to other accounts for a while, they had to do that basically because they needed that for MTL as well. And plus, like Veve even admitted, like they're like, we had no plans of like letting people cash out. So I think by the time they're like, all right, people want to cash out, let's go ahead and give it to them. I don't think they realized it took like 1.5 years. It would take like 1.5 years minimum to get like MTL. And like even as they're like trying to apply for it, they're figuring out like, oh shit, we can't let people trade gems. Oh shit, we're having this gem issue, so we need to figure that out first. All right, Disney and their like 47 lawyers want to make sure we dot all of our I's and cross all of our T's before we do this, because if we get caught up in any kind of like legal stuff, they're just gonna pull the plug on the entire IP. Like so many things that Veve has to deal with that like HRO doesn't. HRO only has to deal, as of right now, I think they will do other IPs, but as of right now, all they have to deal is DC. And that's it, and 3 countries. So it's like very streamlined for them. Veve has a lot more hurdles to deal with, as far as I know. That's what, to my knowledge, I'm not an expert on this. I've literally got all this information from like various sources in the Veve community as to what they think is the reason why Veve is taking so long with MTL. So I don't think it's like Veve's like purposely dragging their feet or anything like that, but it's like HRO's got MTL in 3 countries. Veve's trying to get HRO in like 200 plus countries, which is hard. Walt and ASSR or Amazing Spider-Man, okay, or Fantastic Four SR #1 and Amazing Spider-Man SR #1. Let's look those up. I'm just kind of curious about like the mints and a few other things. So I already know Walt. AM. Yeah, ASM. I know what you mean. Or AM? SR? ASM? I think that's what you mean. Makes sense, man. Thanks for your take. Yeah. Of course. I don't know if all that is 100% factual, and I'm sure there's more hurdles that Veve has to deal with, or more hurdles that HRO has to deal with. And plus, it's not like HRO came out of left field and like just threw together an NFT like project, right? Like they've been working on that for 3 years too, which is not that much less time than what Veve's been trying to do. Let's see. FF. Fantastic Four #1. It's gonna say 12 at first. Secret Rare. Interesting. So you're debating Walt over this. Or this over Walt, technically. It's the same thing, right? Ashton Martin? Ashton Martin, okay. Okay, so Walt and Ashton Martin, or Fantastic Four SR #1 and ASM SR #1. Okay. That's tough. I'll be honest. If I had to pick, because how much is ASM #1? Spider Am. Because what is that? So that's about 10 grand when we looked at it. 10, 11 grand. So many damn amazing Spider-Mans. Said in the secret rare. Interesting. 10 grand. What was this all-time low? 6.6. Technically 5.1. I don't think it's ever going to get that low again. It could, but I just don't see it happening. That's tough because literally just between these two secret rares, there's only 1,200 mints between both secret rares. If you like combine them together, there's a lot of waltz. I will say you'll probably have if you ever wanted to cash out, you'll probably have an easier time selling Walt and SR Aston Martin over secret rare Spider-Man as well as secret rare Fantastic Four. You'll probably have an easier time. Will you get the best price? I don't know, to be quite honest. It's hard because like Walt is and probably always will be the crown jewel of golden moments, and golden moments are always going to be a grail, at least the top tier ones, you know. So I do think for that popularity's sake, that will do really well. Like Amazing Spider-Man #1 is still, it's a grail. Like, don't get me wrong, of the comics. We still have Amazing Fantasy that could potentially come out, you know. I just think like at this price point, you have to find someone that really loves comics, like they want to buy the highest tier shit. So you could probably get a better price with the comics, but you're gonna have to wait to find the right buyer, in my opinion. I think you'll have an easier time selling Walton and the Aston Martin, but like you gotta find the 1%, like 1% of the let's say this 1% of the population likes comics, you know, and a portion of that percent understands NFTs, and then even those people, there's a percentage of those people you have to find that, you know. So comic collectors, then you have to find people that understand and want to invest in NFTs, and then people that actually have the money to invest in this kind of NFT. That's a lot of layers. I mean, the same could be said about Walt, right? You have to find people that like Disney, people that understand the value of Walt and the golden moments and want to spend money and all that stuff. That's a really, really hard question. I will say if you are patient as shit, maybe the comics, but I would still say Walt though. I would still say Walt, because even Walt has hit 42K. I mean, the Spider-Man's hit 18. I didn't even look at the Fantastic Four one last time. I didn't even look at the all-time high for that. That's not right. I don't know why it says it's it was like 64 gems or something like that. What did this hit? Yeah, 12, so 22, and like these are very, very narrow peaks, so people bought this very briefly for 22K and then 21K, and that probably lasted maybe a day, if that. Let's look at Walt really quick. Not that. Waltz. I think I have to put partners instead of Walt. Even though he's at 17 right now, he doesn't have an all-time high where it like touched and then immediately went down. It's like he held his value. He held above 42K. He held above 40K for January 26th all the way from February. I mean, even down here, I mean, it's basically 40. February 15th. So 3 weeks, he held his value of above 40K and even went above that. After seeing that, like that's what I mean. It's like there's a reason why like big comic sales are like so frequent and so few and far between. And In my opinion, I would say Walt and the SR Aston Martin. I do think they could hit. I think the comics could still hit higher highs because it's like a super niche thing and there's so limited mints. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Walt could get high as hell, but like you would have an infinitely easier time to selling a Walt than an SR Aston Martin, or like than the comics might. I'm not really taking the SR Aston Martin into consideration, but that is a grail in its own category, right? It's as of right now, it's still the best car in my opinion. So my final verdict. I know Sleeping Comics would like kill me for saying this, but I'd probably say Walt and SR Aston Martin. What is the big NFT you want to buy once we reach those inevitable lows? Mine is Ultra Rare Spider-Man. I'm not really planning on making a move like that. Like, ever since Rob Stuff was considering consolidating like all of his NFTs into like, you know, a handful of grails or whatever it is, I thought about it too. Like, don't get me wrong. I might do that one day. I just haven't really thought about putting that much effort into it, to be quite honest. So the one NFT I do want to buy, at least like one, like, because right now my vault value is at like 10k, maybe like 9k right now. It's like really low compared to where it used to be, because I think it was in like the mid 40s or like low 40s at some point, like at the all-time high, and now it's like much lower. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know what I would want to buy. There's nothing I'm like really like just super desiring. It used to be Todd, but I've kind of backpedaled on that, to be honest. You probably covered this already, but can I get a quick rundown of the biggest loser for the day? We actually haven't checked that. And it's more like loser of the hour, because this is actually how quickly ecomi wiki updates. So let me just catch up with chat a bit, because we are a little bit behind, but I'm gonna have this up so I remember. Ooh, this is a hard choice to make. Yeah. Yo, what a vibes, getting my setup together so I can hop in sometime soon. Would love that. Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. Should be ready in a few days. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you don't need anything fancy, dude. Like, if I'm gonna have guests on, I will switch up the stream to probably be for StreamYard, which is infinitely easier to set up. All you literally need is a camera and a link. You've seen me occasionally on Dino stream. Like, I literally use my phone. The last 2 times I joined a stream, I think I was just on my phone and I was just saying what's up. So if that is a thing, or if you do want to like hop on at some point, yeah, maybe we could do something like that. You just literally just need a phone or just a camera. Nothing too crazy. Steamboat Willie, will go down to 900 gems. I don't know about that low, but is it impossible? No. Oh, let's say this. Is it unlikely? Yes. But is it impossible? No. Is the chance 0? I'm trying to remember. Like, that was a meme I saw online one time. Was like, I think it was like a turtle. It was like a short like GIF or whatever. A turtle was like attacking someone's like toe or whatever, or like he was wearing shoes, and the turtle just kept on chasing him. No matter where he went, the turtle just kept on chasing him. And it said like, your chances of dying from a turtle, unlikely. Then below it said, but it's never 0. It's like, your chance of dying from a turtle is unlikely, but it's not 0. Like, your chance of dying from a turtle is not 0, but it's unlikely. So I thought that was kind of funny. 2 god tier comics versus Walt. I think Aston Martin is god tier comics versus Walt. But also I think people are sleeping on the fact that like the SR Aston Martin, that's going to be big too. That is the grail of vehicles. That is the grail of all the cars. So that's why I said it's going to be infinitely easier to sell Walt than SR Aston Martin. Yeah, there's that. Every time I think we've hit the low on something, it starts to rise. I need to keep reminding myself to wait. Pooh was the latest example of this for me. Yep. You're back. What's your HRO name? Here, I'll show you. It is just HRO vibes. HRO vibes. Originally, I was going to do all caps, like HRO, then like vibes, but like lowercase looked weird, and then I don't know. I just left that as is. HRO vibes. Golden moment, Darth Vader comes out. How high can it go? In this market? Let's go over top losers really quick. I think we're kind of caught. Walt and Fantastic Four, number 1 SR. Yeah, if you can squeeze that in. I mean, I'm sure if I really took the time to like crunch all the numbers or like find like the best NFTs that I think that could do the best, I could maybe give you a list. Like, are you looking to invest like 20 grand into Veve? If that's the case, I would be more than happy to help you out, or at least give you options, right? I'm not going to say buy this, but I would say like, hey, I think these 2 or 3 options of 20 grand total, like, I don't know, lists, I think are pretty good. Core issue with Veve prices is not enough gems. New gem purchases are to offset gems spent on new drops or gems lost in market fees. Need more gem supply, otherwise it'll keep going down towards zero. I mean, yes and no. There's going to be a certain point where prices get so ridiculous, people are going to buy them up. Like nothing. Like I don't think anything. You know, the odds are not zero, but I don't think anything on Veve is just going to go straight to zero. Unlikely. We just need more people on the platform, and that's what I meant. Like we need to give more reasons for people to put more money into Veve, right? Tap like a brand new IP, like a giant IP, like tap into a new community market. That would help temporarily, but like we really need like on me to NFT. We really need master collector program plus Q system plus Om utility. Like we need all that stuff. I'll be picking up Superman and Todd soon. Awesome. Yeah, dude. If you guys are buying, now's a fantastic time to buy. Could you wait a little bit longer, get a cheaper price? Sure. But honestly, if you have the means of putting in fiat like week over week or month over month, you know, just buy. Like just secure the NFT and just don't look back. Him, good call too. Yes, sir. Let's begin. Mickey's at 50. Is that, yeah, 50 gems. It's below box price, right? It's crazy. Yeah, hopefully Fun in the Sun for Amazing Fantasy 15. It might be a different story. I own 1% of all SR Aston Martins. That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. So you own what, 40 of them? Roughly? No, 1%. So you own 4 of them. No, 5. Something like that. Whatever, something in between. Anyway, top losers of the hour. White L Snakeboard. It's down 35%. So you guys are gonna see a lot of stuff when we look at the downtrends. A lot of them are probably going to be in the 30s, high 20s. So this isn't actually at its all-time low. It can go a bit lower. It's been down to 64 at one point. Mulan at 240. Wow, did this really go all the way down to less than 200? That just got choke slammed. I think that was probably due to the moonknight announcement. Queen Elizabeth down to 250 as well. Yeah, these cards are just getting punished. Kit is getting punished as well. Down 31%. Fat Tony. Are people still really buying serial killers? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like their utility's been kind of used up, right? Like, we've gotten, what, 2 airdrops? 3 airdrops out of it. We had the Trixie, the Yucky Charmer, and the poster wasn't an airdrop. That was like an actual purchasable thing. I guess people are still buying serial killers. And Boylan, wow, at 120, almost back to box price at $90. Emmeline Pankhurst is also approaching that point. The Finale, sub 300. How low did it get? 280? Now it's up to 292. It's getting pretty low. Frida Kahlo. At 450, she's been really dropping off too, as well. Ride the Lightning Board, down 27%. So one Aston Martin, no, so there's 400 and, what is it? So they took 90 Aston Martins. So there's only 417 as secret rare Aston Martins, not including the 7 super secret rare ones. But there's only 417, so he owns 5 of them. You know, I would still put 4 as number 1, but 1%, but 4 or 5 Aston Martin. So yeah, dude, like if you own an Aston Martin, that is the most iconic car that I think most people can imagine when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to luxury cars, when it comes to 007, when it comes to Hollywood, like all that stuff is the Aston Martin at the end of the day. I stacked like 10 Mickeys today. Price is good. It's too good to pass up. Yeah, that's a good call. I do think Mickey's basically below box price. Eventually, they're going to go up and do well. Are you bullish on OpenSea and Coinbase and possible Veve partnership down the line? Honestly, I'm like not on OpenSea at all whatsoever. I'm not on Coinbase at all. I don't know much about it, to be honest. Like Veve is my first like NFT investment. And then like I haven't really done much with cryptocurrency, to be quite honest. So, but I'm getting into HRO. I'm going to invest probably next month or later this month, whenever the next digital drop is. I'm definitely going to just be straight up buying 10 packs if I can. So yeah, I do need to learn more about those other platforms, but like OpenSea just sounds like such a fucking headache with gas fees and tons of rug pull stuff and shit you have to deal with. Like, I don't know. It just sounds like such a headache, to be quite honest. I'm sure I could figure it out if I put enough time, effort, and energy to look into it, and I find a handful of videos or content creators that can like explain it well. But other than that, it just sounds like such a headache, to be honest, which is why I think it's tough. There's definitely an advantage to finding certain projects that you think that are gonna do very, very well, and not spending a lot of money, right? Like imagine literally a week ago on HRO, if you got invited to buy the packs, the digital exclusive packs, if you spent $500 and you sold all of your packs at, not even say the all-time high, let's say at 800, because the all-time high for the packs were like 880, the digital packs. Let's say you sold them all for 800. You just turned $500 into $8,000. Not a lot. Like Veve can't do that. As of right now, Veve can't do that. Like there probably was, but even then, that took over the course of like, let's say Todd going up to 8. That took months. Like that took 6-7 months. Like HRO was able to do that in like 48 hours, like 36 to 48 hours. Which is crazy. Of course, you have to time the market absolutely perfectly, but even then, yeah. So that's the reason why I'm bullish on HRO, because it is officially licensed. I'm probably just gonna stick to like officially licensed like NFT projects and stuff like that, and not like run off to some some like poo flinging like monkey NFT thing or whatever. That's just memes and whatever. Like I don't know. That's not the stuff I'd like want to actually invest in. I don't know. That's just me personally. Like that's what I feel like all I see. Illuvium is like another one where it's like gaming, play to earn NFTs made by a series of AAA developers that are trying to make a play to earn Pokemon style NFT game, which I think will do very well. And if you can get early on platforms like that, I think it could do very well. What's up, Vibeys? Thoughts on what can be the next catalyst to bring in new fresh gems in the app? Some people were saying interoperability. I do think that will be a big one. That might not be like fresh gems from like new people, but like if you can sell your NFT off platform for 2 or 3x the price of what it's worth now, you can get ETH or OMI or whatever it is, and you can just rebuy into Veve. So you're not a new person, but you are just like buying new gems if you really wanted to double down, because at that point that's just an arbitrage opportunity, right? Like people were doing that the very first day when the HRO came out. Like if you really like, if you hindsight knew exactly what was going to happen on HRO, like you could make a shit ton of money, even though it doesn't show it on here. But like early jokers were going for like, I think there was a handful of jokers that why is it still here? There's a handful of jokers that sold below like $750 or like $1,000. Let's go up to recent sales. Yeah, this is the shitty thing I hate about this recent sales thing. It only shows you the last 15 sales. So any sales that happened more than 2 days ago, you just have like no idea what they sold for. But I kind of remember. A lot of people were buying these for like 500, 750, whatever, and they were selling them on Immutable X for like 1.25, like for 1K worth of ETH or 1.5K like worth of ETH. So basically they were just doubling their money or tripling their money just from like buying it on here, exporting it to Immutable X, and then just selling it for ETH. So like some people were just straight up doing that. So I do think interoperability or being able to at least list your Veve NFTs off platform is going to be a big deal. I think that's going to be huge. I think we need all three, in my opinion. We need Master Collector Program, Q System, and OUP all happening relatively around the same time. So Master Collector Program is relying on Q System, and OMI Utility is relying on the other two. So that's one thing that Rob has said and I agree with, which is like Omi needs Veve. Like Veve does not need Omi, but Omi does need Veve. It just works that way. So we definitely need things to like move forward with Veve in order to like have people with Omi to actually start like spending money and or getting people excited to buy shit again. Because whatever is that, like this leaderboard, like just this leaderboard thing alone on HRO is causing people to just hard FOMO, not even hard FOMO, but I'm actually, whoops, actually I didn't even need to do that. It's causing people to like just buy up all the cards, all the like finished sets, buy up all the cards and or get like the best mints possible, which is pretty crazy. So I think Master Collector program, adding a what do you call it, like a leaderboard list, a hierarchy, a thing where people are like, oh wait, I'm only a few, you know, if I just buy a handful of extra rare comics, I can get an extra, 15 points a day, which is, quite a bit. So I do think all of that stuff will help. So I do think those two things are going to be the most immediate ones, but I do think the mother of all pumps on the market is going to be Omi to NFT, but that's not going to be till later this year. I hope that answers your question, Superstar Money. I know I just like threw a lot at you, but my cuz, are you looking at lenticular cards? Right now, I would if I had gems. I'll be honest. If I had 1,000 gems, in some regards, I do think you're better off buying like. You could probably buy like 9 Mickeys for like 1,000 gems. Like that might be better than buying like Elsa in a way. Just like gem for gem, that could be better because you have so many Mickeys to sell off. You get dollar cost average, but with Elsa, it's like, all right, you have to time that perfectly if you're at least like looking to flip it. If you're looking to hold super long term, yeah, just grab Elsa, whatever. But I don't know much about HRO, not available in Canada. Give me a rundown on HRO and what speculative utility will come with it. I don't know much about the program, dude. All I know is about the market right now, but there are some people that are infinitely more educated on this kind of stuff. I will say, I did think they did say something about adding utility, possible like gamification with all this, because these are basically, it's not necessarily it's a card trading platform. It's like you can collect cards. I would say the main utility is like people just FOMO into these like leaderboards really hard because the top 100 people on the digital set list on here will get a mythical card rate. So there's different rankings or levels. We'll get a mythical Joker, and the mint number will be where they end up on the tier list, basically on the rankings list. So like imagine if Veve did MCP and they said, by the way, we're gonna airdrop a NFT to you based on where you list on, like we're gonna drop, let's say 50,000 of an NFT or whatever. Everyone's gonna get airdropped, and your mint number is gonna be where you're placed on the list. And so you bet people are gonna be clamoring and fighting to get a higher mint number or whatever it is, and all that stuff. So I don't know much about the utility other than the fact that they are just collectible cards. I do think there is utility. Like I said, I joined the Discord like 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago. And I haven't had the time to like ask a bunch of questions about like, hey, what's up? But the main thing is that it is officially licensed DC stuff. They are in some ways. I do think they're technically first on the blockchain, if that is like a huge deal to some people. On top of that, I mean, shit is just selling for a lot. I mean, I could show you right here. Legendary, yeah. So from this digital packs that you can get, you got any specific strategies for HRO? Me personally, right now, I just don't have like I don't have the fiat to like chase leaderboards or just buy thousands of dollars worth of cards. But I will say this: so if we look at the Riddler, the most recent sale, Riddler, because there's only 100 Riddlers in this like digital pack. Someone bought a Riddler for $15,000. Like, I think that's very bullish in my opinion. Even though it's not a perfect mint, but it's a mint 100, which is the highest mint. So like imagine that's the equivalent of someone buying Walt. That's like literally the 4,333rd mint, like the very last mint of the series. That's the equivalent of this. So someone bought a Riddler for 15 grand, which is awesome. Also the physical side of things. So not only there's like the digital pack. So I bought 2 packs personally. When the drop happened, you can technically buy up to 10, but they were $50 each. So I bought 2 for $100. I wish I bought more. because now I can sell them for $768 each. And I mean, this happened 5 days ago. So that's what I was saying earlier. I'm like, shit, dude, if I bought 10 packs, you know, $500, you turn $500 into $8,000, like, because the all-time high for these were like 880. And then it started going down. And like, honestly, I'm just going to hold these 2 packs forever, just because I know there is innate value with having unopened packs. Just in general, there's just innate value. Because eventually we're going to get to the point where, I know it's kind of hard to see here, but this actually shows you how many packs are left to be opened out of the 10,600. Not all of these are going to be opened. Like, there's still going to be a few Riddlers and Batmans left behind. And if Riddlers are going to be, or like these legendaries are going to be going over 10 grand, like, people are going to want to buy the packs, maybe roll the dice a bit, whatever it is. Also, just the novelty of owning an original pack is going to be a big deal. So the way I'm going to play it next month is like, I'm just going to buy 10 packs. I might invest a little bit more money, or what I might do is try and snipe some packs in the secondary market, because some of these packs were going for under $200 the first day. And then all of a sudden, I woke up the next day, they're at $350. I woke up the next day, they're at $500. Then like the next day, they're at $8 to $80. I'm like, holy shit, like what is going on? Like, but the thing is, as people were unpacking or opening the packs, they're dropping more epics and legendaries and different superiors and stuff like that, different rarities of different cards. And people, and like all these new people, like just knew, they just had to gobble them up, because they're like, I'm gonna buy all these now because I know they're just gonna get more expensive later. So you do have a handful of people that were just like, just buying everything. So I'm more interested on like the financial side of things. I just know you kind of can't go wrong, which is like buying the packs and holding them. I'll probably end up selling half my packs next month. Like, I'll buy 10. I'll probably end up selling half of where I think is going to be the peak. Whether that peak is going to be at the 50% mark of where the on packs are, I have no idea. I'm still playing it by ear. But like, to me, like, selling packs and like trying to chase cards in the secondary market or trying to fight leaderboards and all that stuff, it's a bit much. There's also the physical cards. So HRO is also distributing physical boxes at Walmart's, but also they've done it online. You've seen a lot of people talk about it on Twitter and stuff. There's a lot of these cards, but in the grand scheme of things, there's not that many, because there's going to be so many people like not scanning QR codes, lost boxes, damaged boxes, people not even realizing there's an NFT attached to some of these cards, and just like them getting destroyed. Like, so many reasons why a ton of these cards won't get cashed in. So like, if we look at the mythics, maybe that's not it. Look at the legendaries. There's a lot of legendary cards. The reason why the reason why the digital ones are so expensive is because they're just more limited. Like, these are the only 2 here. I might have to scroll up because of the stream. Riddler and this Batman are the only 2 legendaries in the digital pack, and there's 100 each. But if we look at the physical twins, as they call them, you get the physical box. You have like I think a 0.05% chance for a mythical, and like a 1% chance, not even, for a legendary. And so there's almost 14,000 Wonder Womans, but in the grand scheme of things, that's still very low. I don't know. I'm just vomiting a bunch of information, so I'm sorry if I don't sound like very super well educated or don't know all the nuances of like how to explain HRO perfectly, but it's officially licensed hybrid cards, and occasionally once a month they do a digital pack drop that is very, 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 very scarce. So yeah, I think they'll do a drop where whitelist is based on how many points you have, potentially. It reminds me a lot of Pokemon cards where you buy a pack and they give you digital barcode. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Do you think Disney will ever buy Veve? They buy whatever they want, and we have the best NFTs they could possibly have. Yeah, I just don't know if they want to just deal with like all the other IPs, and also including like the Omi token and all that other shit that involves like with Veve. Whenever Disney does something, like, I feel like they want to make it exclusive to just them. They like, if they're gonna buy a platform or have a platform, they want nothing but Disney on there. They don't want any other distractions. They don't want any potential options of people spending money elsewhere or getting whatever it is. Like, look at Disney Plus. All it has is Disney Plus, and I think there's some other examples too where like Disney like lets another company kind of take all the risk, and once they find out, okay, there's a big market here, we're going to do our own thing and just take all the money. We have more than enough characters and IPs and things to do, and enough money to push towards our, you know, literally hundreds of millions of fans that like our characters in Disney, that it's gonna do fine. So is it out of the realm of possibility? No. But is it likely? I just don't see it happening. Like, there's just too much baggage around Veve. Like, Disney has the money to put towards like a metaverse and or like their own NFT project if they really wanted to. I'm holding 2 packs, plan on selling at least one for liquidity next drop. We'll see. I think that is the smart move. It's just hard because maybe that is a smarter move, because it's like part of me wants to have enough gems to also, because I only want to put in like $500. Like, that's beyond that. I feel like I'm overextending myself a bit. Like, sure, I could like put in a grand or something like that, but it's like I'd rather just put in $500. You can only buy up to what's it called, 10 packs anyway if you do get the drop, or if you do get on the reserve list and all that stuff. So yeah, I would say Superstar Money, like, check out Andrew Ellis's video on HRO. Like, there's so many videos on HRO that could explain it better. It just sucks that you guys are up in Canada and I know you guys can't buy this stuff, but maybe you can with a VPN, or there has to be some sort of workaround, I'm sure, for an order. You guys might struggle to get the physical packs, but the digital ones, there's probably some workarounds. Might have to work out something with Warner Brothers in DC. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, there's just so much other stuff. Like, Veve is just so entangled with so many other IPs and just like contracts and stuff. Like, I'm not sure if Disney wants to deal with it. Like, could they just pay everything out and just be like, all right, we paid for all the contracts, you guys can just F off? Like, could they? Maybe. But Star Wars will be coming soon. I'm an employee at Veve. Interesting. Seems legit. 100% legit. Maybe Veve will purge all the non-Disney, move them to Immutable X, and leave Disney on app and then sell out Disney. Oof. That would be terrible. Not likely, though. At least I would hope not. I mean, literally anything is possible, but I just don't see that happening. How could Veve let Mickey's focus please go under? How could Veve let Mickey's focus please go under retail? It's not Veve's fault. I mean, they could probably do a little bit better with their timing of their announcements, but like, they're not, like, they already have a drop schedule probably planned out for the rest of the year. Like, they're not going to stop. Like, they're going to continue with their schedule no matter what. But that's just the community, right? That drop too was like heavily bought. That's the last heavily bought drop we've had since all the adjustments that Veve's made. So plus other people just want other shit. People want Moon Knight. People want for a while people did want Kit, the car, more. So it's not Veve's fault. Anything that happens in the market for the most part, if it's related to just dropping stuff, or if it's just like whatever, it's not Veve's fault, right? Could they have reacted a bit sooner to this whole bot situation? Like, sure, but then again, we wouldn't be able to have NFTs and do giveaways and all that other stuff, and that's probably something they didn't want to do, because they're like, all right, the community really likes this like whole trading NFTs thing or transferring them. Like, should we take it away? You know, and it's temporary for now. They could obviously give it back, but I don't know. Heavily bought, correct? Yeah. Mickey, you are, or a mini golden moment for long-term ROI? Which one is undervalued at the minute? Mickey, ultra rare, or Winnie, golden moment? Oh, the new one? Like the new Mickey Mouse one? I don't know why I did that. Oof, I actually do need to get off somewhat soon. So I am going to get off here in about 5 minutes, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming back. I know my stream just lagged and just shit on itself. So, but I will be ending again here in a little bit. You out here? Yeah. Why were you like hitting me up or something? Markets have become heavily botted too, and people keep undercutting each other. Yeah, I think it's more of a human thing, to be honest. Like, other than, like, honestly, the most recent Mickey drop, and obviously some of the previous drops prior, but like all the Moon Knight stuff, the kit drop, and a few others, like, I mean, there's still some bots there, like, don't get me wrong, but like most of the people that are undercutting, like, they're all humans. Like, it's not like there's you know, 400 listings of bots. Like, that's not happening. It hasn't happened recently. Not anymore. You green GB, you buy that? You green? What the hell is that? Green Ghost Bear. No, I'm not buying that. It's just pulled up. But between the two Mickey UR or Winnie Golden Moment, long-term ROI, which one's undervalued? I think they're both undervalued, but I do think they could both drop a bit more. Does it have the new drop? I don't think so. What the hell's it called? This which type of Mickey. The finale. I think these are all undervalued. I do think though that finale could probably push 200, and Winnie, with enough time, like I said, until we get some catalyst for at least some reason for the market to go up, I don't see it happening anytime soon. And yeah, Winnie the Pooh could push like 200 true. So which one's better of the two? I have no idea. I know the other one's like an ultra rare and it's animated. I would give us, I'm talking the tiniest edge, literally because of mint number and animation, and it's Mickey, to the band, whatever. But like, you literally can't go wrong with either one. Stay up all night, 24-hour marathon stream. Good God, dude. I'm already getting tired myself. See, my collectibles just lurking around all the time, always being a terrible negative influence on me. Disney is just collecting that 6% fee and waiting for the licensing deal to end, and then they will come up with their own platform. Same thing they did with Disney Plus. They don't need Veve, but Veve does. Yeah, more or less. And even then, like even if Disney makes their own platform or their own thing, we're still gonna have the first on the blockchain, right? And I do think if Disney does make their own NFT platform and or metaverse or whatever they're gonna do, they're going to have incentives for people that own Veve NFTs or Disney NFTs on Veve to then move their shit over to their platform. Like, they're going to want to do that. Like, they're going to want the stocks, they're going to want this, like, the shelves stocked. They're going to give us probably some sort of benefit for being on their platform, whether it's Disney bucks or whatever the hell it is. Like, I would imagine they would want us on their platform to see, like, hey, we also, like, our platform also had, like, don't go to Veve. I know we put all of our first appearances on the blockchain and all of our, like, NFTs on their platform. But if you come onto ours, we still have plenty of people that are here, right? Like, I don't know. So that's the way I see it. So it's not like Vive's over if Disney pulls out or if that contract ends. Like, I just don't see it. They could also just be gathering info. They're just like, we're gonna just throw a bunch of NFTs on Veve, see which IPs, which characters do the best, you know, between Marvel and Disney and this and that, and these characters, like, which ones are doing the best? Like, cool, let's just focus on these. Like, I don't know. What's up, MC? Dino just watched your HRO unboxing, laughed so hard you made that experience epic for us peasants. Yeah, I didn't watch your unboxing. I heard, are you talking about the digital unbox, or did you get like a physical one like super early? The new Mickey UR. Yeah, that's what I figured. I would give it like, I'm talking like a very tiny edge of that over Pooh. You can't go wrong with either, but it's literally only because the new Mickey has what, like less than half the mints, and on top of that it's animated. A lot of Disney lovers will know that, will know this one. 6,900. Okay, so it's not quite half of Pooh. I will say, like, I would probably still go with this, to be honest. Like, I do think the whole Mickey series, because I do think there's going to be people that are going to want the ultra rare of each of the Mickeys. Steamboat Willie, the finale. Actually, my friend showed me a really interesting picture. Let me see if I can find it. This one. Check it out. So, I'm trying to remember where he got this. My friend that got this. But this could be all the Mickeys we're getting. This could be all the Mickeys that we are getting for the, what's it called? That Disney, not Disney, but that Mickey series, you know what I mean? So there's Steamboat Willie. We'll zoom in a bit more. There's, oh my God, that's not working. So there's Steamboat Willie in the top left. There's the band one in the top right. Very bottom right is Fantasia. I don't know what the other three Mickeys look like. The very bottom left one looks like some sort of like Robin Hood-esque one. There's another one that's like in a suit. And there's another one that's just like Mickey Mouse Club, whatever. So these could be the 4 Mickeys or 5 Mickeys or 6. Was it 6? Yeah, 6 Mickeys. We could get these in the future. Fantasia, yeah, like we could get the rest of these. So I do think there are people that will want to collect the ultra rare of each one. Even though, like, yeah, sure, the banned one is not the most like popular Mickey, not as much as Steamboat Willie or like Fantasia, but it's still in that series. So I do think I would give a slight edge to the banned finale over Winnie the Pooh. But I'm talking it's like tiny. Like, we're splitting hairs at this point. Real property. I love these streams. That's good to hear. Glad to hear it. Hopefully they would give some stock shares too. I need to average down. Yeah, that could be an incentive for us bringing our NFTs over, right? And like locking them there or whatever. Since bots were doing most of the sniping on drops, we have no idea of the real price of NFTs. My only argument is usability of Disney drop diamond NFTs with free access to exclusivity. It's game over. Disney drop diamond NFTs with free access to exclusivity. It's game over. Kind of. I don't know. And plus, like, I would imagine like they would do a slow drip of content, right? Unless they just want to just vomit a bunch of characters on the platform, right? I just feel like Veve, like Disney would be really remiss to just completely ignore all their Disney NFTs on Veve and this like whole part of the community and people that have invested quite literally, probably at this point, hundreds of millions of dollars into their NFTs at this point. And they've made a lot of money here. So I do think they're going to give some sort of incentive to chat overlay. Should probably move over. I do think they're going to have some sort of incentive for people on Veve to move their Disney NFTs over to their platform. But I don't think, again, cool, Disney has their own platform. Okay, like Veve is still going to have Disney, they're still going to have DC, they're still going to have Jurassic Park, they're still going to have Back to the Future, they're still going to have potentially Pokemon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Star Trek and like all these other platforms, right? They're still gonna have Disney. They're just not gonna get more Disney drops on their platform, but they still have all the originals and the first appearances all in the blockchain. So if people value that, then they do. But if people don't, then they don't. What's good, Mason Fuzzy? Fantasia? Let me go ahead and buy a Golden Moment Fantasia hat before the pump. Yeah, if I will say, if Mickey Fantasia shows up, there could be a pump with the hat. I could definitely see that. What do you think of Mickey going for 50? Series of announcements, heavily botted, and less popular than Steamboat Willie. That's pretty much it. Those 3 reasons I think are the reasons why it's so low. Bobby Kobayashi, I'm here late and clicked because the thumbnail. What moves would others make if they had, say, an A5 Riddler? What moves would others make? What moves did others make? What do you mean? I would list it on Immutable X. I would not list it on Veve, not Veve, but I would not list it on HRO personally. Like I said before, there was someone that bought that legendary Riddler. God damn it. Someone bought this legendary Riddler. It is the max mint, so 100, for 15 grand on here. So you can see it right there, $14,905. And that's just like, that's money. That's not like, I don't know if there's a way you can like move your ETH to this platform. I don't know if it works that way. I'm not entirely sure, to be quite honest, but Mouse Clubhouse, I don't fucking know. Give me a break. Give me a break. I don't really know Mickey or Disney stuff all that much. All I know is that it's popular as hell. Yeah, like this Riddler drop went for shit. I would list it on Immutable X. I don't know. I'd sell it sooner rather than later, to be quite honest. So, but an A5 one, I can't see much lower than this. An A8 went for 2 grand. Ripperino. That was 3 days ago. So this was actually on drop day, roughly. Because this only shows the last 15 listings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there could have been some sales below here. Yeah, this guy bought the A100 because that's the max mint. There's only 100 Riddlers, says edition of 100. So he bought arguably the equivalent of the number 1, but just on the other end. So people do value like the max mint version of it. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a Riddler. And I still have 2 packs, and right now packs are going for 768. I'm definitely going to be buying 10 packs next month if I can. I wish I bought 10 packs this month, because if I did, I would be up. Spend $500, make what, $7,500, make $7 grand, because I know they take 10%. So that's a pretty good exchange. If you don't, you know, if I say so myself, spend 500, make 7 grand, why not? But a little late. Our bot's not going for drops anymore because like every human hit the comic drop today. Well, you can't transfer NFTs, Mason Fuzzy, right? So, and those botters they make new accounts every single drop because they don't want to get detected, they don't want to get disabled or lose NFTs. So if you make a new account, how are you going to get an NFT other than putting money in? Because you can't transfer NFTs, you can't transfer gems. The only way to have an NFT or to get gems on your account is to, and the minimum on Veve is $5, right? So if you try to buy gems on the Veve app, you can only spend $5 or, you know, 5 gems. That's the minimum. Whatever that amount is in your country, that's what it is. So they have to pay 5 gems worth of money in real life money in order to have enough gems to even buy anything off the market. So what they could do is they have a main account that puts up a weapons rack they just snipe it. And these people have scripts to snipe stuff on the market instantly. So they could list a weapons rack for 5 gems. This guy buys it. So now he has a weapons rack. So now he relists that weapons rack for, let's say it's the Mickey drop, 60 gems. So he lists it for 70 gems. This guy just buys the weapons rack back and now he has it. And now the account has 70 gems. So the botter now has to put in actual money to buy the weapons rack originally, then relist it. And then not only that, he's also burning gems in the meantime. So it's just such a pain in the ass for botters that I don't think they've given up. I think they are trying to find a workaround. Like, there's still a ton of money to be had on Veve. They're going to find a workaround eventually to all this, or at least find some sort of loophole or something they could do potentially. Because to be honest, like, as much as like I think they might just do this as a temporary fix up until Q system, right? And at that point, you can transfer NFTs or do whatever the hell you want. Because I like doing giveaways. And I know like people donating NFTs to me for giveaways and stuff like that, which is awesome. But if that's what it takes for us to like actually start winning drops and getting rebounds and stuff, like, then so be it. But that's the main reason. Is like you just can't transfer NFTs and you can't transfer gems. So if you're a brand new account, the only way to play any drop ever initially is to put in actual money. You can't just have someone give you an NFT or just transfer you gems. That's what I used to do with my other phone all the time. I'd just be like, oh, a drop is coming. How many gems is it? Okay, it's 60 gems. I just transfer 60 gems, done, and that's it. Then after that, I had to like put up an NFT for sale. Then like it buys, or I would transfer an NFT, it puts it up for sale. I would buy it for myself, pay a small fee, and then deal with it. But yeah, now I can't do that. So now my other app is like, my other phone is like learning to be self-sustaining. It's like kind of doing its own thing. It only has like a couple hundred gems, not even, but. One thing I learned about NFTs being the first on the blockchain, it doesn't mean anything, especially Veve NFTs, where they are locked to their platform and can't be transferred to other platforms. Exactly, right? And people make the argument like, well, it's on a block. Well, technically it was on the Go chain, which literally at this point nobody uses, but it's still on a chain, right? It's still on a blockchain, but no one cares. So maybe it's time to only go all in on Veve blue chips, the best historical NFTs on the platform, no bots there. Pretty much. That is very true. Bobby Kobayashi, holy, I missed that while I was at work. Yeah, that was a big sale. What's all this hype about it? HRO, Mickey is a hottie. True. Is there money to be made with it? Yes, very much yes. I don't want to repeat it all, like no offense, I don't want to repeat it all, but if you watch pretty much of the beginning of the stream, when, who was it? Superstar Money was asking about HRO, and there's like infinitely better videos that can explain HRO than I can. Like I know it at a very basic surface level, like on the market side of things, but like people ask me about utility and when's the drops coming and this and that, like dude, I don't know. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. I joined the Discord like 3 days ago. The only NFTs worth to hold for long term is comics. They can't be reproduced, and they're the only ones that will exist of each regardless of the quality. My only concern is that Veve won't allow off app. That is true too. That is another thing. That is a big concern that we've kind of talked about in the community. I would love to have a stream one day, which I know My Collectibles would love to be on. You know, My Collectibles and a handful of other content creators. I would love to get. Oh my I always forget his name, and it always kills me. Johnny Dunn. God, because it's his real name. Most people have like their YouTube name, you know, like, oh, my collectibles, VVN3, whatever. It's like, it's just easier to remember that. But Johnny Dunn, I would love to get him on because he has a whole bunch of old videos and interviews from like VV in the early days of like stuff they wanted to do about accounts. And so that kind of plays into the whole fact of like, all right, like, do we really own these NFTs if we can't take them off platform? And or if VV can change the NFTs whenever they want. FA, FE tag, add features, remove features, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, what if, hold on. Like, I'm trying to think of like an example here. All right, perfect example. Black Panther has, the secret rare has 2 animations. The ultra rare has a single animation where it does like a backflip, which is sick as hell. But Veve, if they really wanted to, they could just add animations to the common, uncommon, and rare if they wanted to. The exact same ones to all of them. And just say, hey, there's this thing we added. So basically all the commons, uncommons, and rares got upgraded. But now the ultra rare seems a little less like cool because now they're all animated. The only difference now between them is just the fact that that like there's just less mints. Like if you really wanted to, they could just do that. Like they could just add animations, they could remove features, they can add features, they can do whatever they want, right? So that's part of the, some people might see it as a huge advantage or a benefit. Some people might see it as a disadvantage or a giant concern to their collectibles that, like, you know, like I even talked about the cars too, like the ones that say static. If Veve really wanted to, they could just make them drivable. Like there's nothing that stops them from doing it. Yeah, I'm thinking of selling soon, but I'm also on the top 100 leaderboard for the other 100 Riddler. Need to make a decision soon. I'll figure it out. Just looking for outside opinions. Yeah, if you're in the top 100 leaderboard, do you go by the same name or is it something different? Let me see here. Let me scroll all the way down. That's crazy, dude. If you're in the top 100 leaderboard, like that's nuts. I'd like that. Definitely top 100 Joker is. I mean, think of it this way. If a 100 Riddler, geez, dude, the Gale's at 103 and Legacy, I know his buddy is at 101. These guys are really fighting for a leaderboard. That is crazy. Yeah, they're up there. Do you go by the same name up there? Maybe not. Maybe not. What is the HRO site you're on called? It's just HRO.gg. That's the one I'm using. I didn't get any of the digital packs. I was working and I got the email too late. But I have around 500 physical packs, including 7 card packs and 8 card packs. I think the digitals will drop too. Like, I like, don't get me wrong. I think they will just jump off the face of the earth. Okay, they won't just completely nosedive, but once the utility of the leaderboard comes out and the top 100 people get their Riddlers and their Jokers or whatever the hell they're gonna do for leaderboard stuff, once that happens, once that screenshot or that snapshot, I guess they call it, happens, once that snapshot happens, basically the utility of all the cards have kind of worn out, but I do think there is more utility to be had. And I do think eventually people are going to want the original cards, the original packs, the original stuff. Like, collectors are eventually going to want that stuff. So I'm kind of holding it for like the super long term. Don't get me wrong. If I did have 10 of the original packs, I probably would have sold 5 by now. But I only have 2, so I'm like, all right, I'll just hold 2, whatever. I'm gonna catch up with chat and then I will actually hop off for the night, guys. So I apologize, but I'm getting really tired and I actually do have a couple things to do before I head off to bed. But as soon as people start scanning their physical cards, prices for digital will drop. So I can't buy the entire collection so far for a complete common set plus a couple more. Possibly. I do think like the digital and like physicals are a little bit of a different animal, but I could totally see people just like, once they get their mythical card, their mythic from this, they just cash out on all of this stuff and then just move over to the physicals. Like, that could definitely happen. Why would you want to move your Veve NFTs to somewhere else? Not sure. If I can get more money for them. If I just see them as just strictly as a means to just get money. That's one way to do it. The digital HRO cards will retain better value than the hybrids. Those digital mint numbers are tiny. Those digital HROs will retain better value than the hybrids. Those, yeah, exactly. They're literally, I mean, if we look at, let's see. Skip this in. I don't know what's going on there. So if we look at what the legendaries. So there's 100 each of these, but if we go to legendary here, which it shows it anyway, but there is 16,000, 17,000. All right. So there's anywhere between what, 14 to 17,000 mints, depending on if you get like a poster versus a character or whatever. And there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different legendaries of the physical boxes. Plus the fact that, you know, like I said, there's 14,000. And these are the, you know, the digital ones. There's 200 digitals and there's what, 200 and something thousand, more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's like 150, probably 200,000 of these cards versus 200 of these, 200,000 legendaries. And again, not everyone that buys the physical ones are gonna, you know, scan them all, right? Not all of them are gonna be scanned. They're gonna be damaged or lost or whatever's gonna happen to them. Like, there's not gonna be just all of a sudden, bam, 200,000 legendaries on the market. Like, this could be a slow bleed of, like, I kid you not, probably decades, like 5 to 10 years. Like, people are slowly gonna sell the boxes. The boxes are gonna do very well, don't get me wrong. That's kind of like the catch-22 of the digital packs, is like you can see exactly how many are left. Like, you can too with like the legendaries, but like you don't know how scarce this is because there could be just a shit ton that are just lost. Like, after all the backs come out, like maybe there's actually only 9,000 dark sides because like the other 4,000 just get lost, destroyed, whatever it happens. People don't scan them, people don't use them, whatever it is, or they get scammed or whatever it is. I don't know. But the digital ones, I do think will have a lot of value in the long run. Again, we're all trying to navigate this the same. Like, I totally hear what you're saying, Meat Angel, and I do agree to a certain extent. I do think the price will drop a lot, and then eventually collectors will be like, I want the original set, especially if they continue to add utility or something like that to like the original set or something. Just for selling in other marketplaces or storing in a secure digital wallet. Yeah, that too. If you move it off of Veve, Veve can't touch your collectibles. Like, they can't change your tags, they can't remove features or add like weird features that you don't want to be added to the NFT. So that is the thing. Plus, just, you know, there's some people that do have a ton of money in Ethereum that are ETH rich, but they just don't have the money on Veve to buy NFTs. So the independent artists will be available off app, but not Dizzy. Potentially, yeah, I could see that. It also seems like that's another bullish thing about DC NFTs, is that DC's already on Immutable X. They don't mind having their stuff off platform. I know cards and like the 3D digital collectibles might be slightly different, but like not really. Maybe DC doesn't give a shit. They're like, hey, our cards are doing awesome. We're making a lot of money. Yeah, by the way, the second Immutable X is available for Veve. Like, you guys can put your DC NFTs on Immutable X. So that could be a thing. Bob Digi, 85. Oh yeah, for leaderboard. Okay, you're number 85. Let's see. That's awesome, dude. Did you move up? Did you move down? Maybe you moved? Typed in Bob and didn't appear. Does this work? It does. At least I'm not seeing your name. Maybe I need to go down a little bit further. Oh, this is the hybrid set. God, I'm an idiot. No wonder. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, liar! No, I'm on the wrong one. I apologize. I just realized that. There you are. Let's lurk. Let's lurk his account. Look at that. Black and white Veve NFT. as the cover. Because if we can't take the comics off the app, there's no difference between Veve and Marvel Comics. I own Spider-Man 252. I paid $4.95 for it, but I can't remove it from the app, so I can only read it. Veve did say that there were a collector's app, so that's why I don't see them going off their platform. They know a lot of people will take their NFTs off Veve platform. Yes. If I owned a SR Spider-Man, I'd prefer to store it in cold storage wallet off app. Good call. If the Elektra design got rushed due to Ukraine conflict, then there's potential for it to be upgraded. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people said that. Imagine getting locked out of your account when owning a SR Spider-Man. Yeah, no thanks. Once your NFTs are gone off platform, you lose them. They're basically gone. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of hear the examples me and my collectibles are saying. So, if you think it's a terrible idea, I agree with you. Like, yeah, you lose a lot of the utility. You don't really get any advantage of the Master Collector program or a lot of the features and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you're able to take it off platform, so it's safe, or like you said, if your account just gets locked out for whatever random reason, and or they make changes to your NFT that you don't like that's an option too. Good night and good vibes. Do you think FE tags are really going to matter off app? Will the FE tag even be attached to the collectible off app? I don't know. That's actually a good question, Alex. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Sorry if I'm rushing through these questions. I'm just trying to get through here, or get through all this. And how do packs drop? It's pretty obvious once it's on the website. I think they give you some time to see the packs and all that stuff. You just go to the homepage and it's right here. It'll literally say the new packs and whatever they are, and you wait in a queue system, which was super easy. The whole queue system thing was you just waited in line. It went 3, 2, 1, 0. There is a whitelist, which means that there's a handful of people that can buy packs before anyone else, which is kind of cool, but also kind of shitty if you're not in the whitelist. But I just clicked buy, and it said you have to wait until you're invited to the drop. I'm all right. I just clicked buy every 15 seconds, or kind of every second, until it clicked buy, and then that's it. So don't sleep on the fact that people are gonna buy the cheap NFTs for leaderboard points. Yes, true. But the digital set, if you stack cards, it doesn't give you additional points. It's only the highest mint one, or technically lowest mint one, that gives you the most points. So if you own 2 Banes and one is I think there's 400. So if you own a 399 and then the other one you own is a 39, the one with 39 will give you the most points. So the lowest mint. I meant to look at your account. I guess that's all you got. Showcase, you got a Riddler though. A5, let's go, dude. A5 Riddler. You can make some good money off that. Maybe I imagine, and I could be wrong, and that's another thing, there could be more utility or more stuff they could be adding for these cards in the future. So, because I could totally just, I don't blame people if they won the drop, or once they do the snapshot and everyone gets their cards, they just dump all their cards. They're just all right, done with this. I just want money for the next drop, right? 13,967 for Legendary is a ton of additions. SRs on Veve are 500 to 600. Yeah, that's true. But I do think with the card collecting aspect, I do think it's going to take a while for a lot of these to get scanned in and stuff. We'll see. You're not on digital leaderboard? Yeah, I found that out. Join Discord. Yeah, I will join the Discord. Good night. Get some sleep vibes. We can cash. Did you know you can cash in with crypto? Did they give a date on that? Later this month, as far as I know. You have a pack. I have 2 packs. As you can see, right here, I still have 2 packs. I'm just holding them. Very soon, they said AMA. Cool. AV Vibes, thanks for your passion. What is your price guesstimates? Interesting. For new golden moments during Star Wars May, I have no idea. Entirely depends on the characters, the mint numbers, when it's announced, all that stuff. What is the current market looking like? Because the market could look very, very different 3 weeks from now than it does, right now, right? So we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you to everyone so much for stopping by. I know I sound tired. I am. It's 9:30 here, and I usually try to go to bed at a somewhat decent hour, but I'm also trying to find a way to fix that bot. which is kind of upsetting me because I would love to see donations like this whenever I get like a new sub, as it should. I don't know why it's not working. Whenever I do a test, it works, but whenever I don't do a test, or whenever someone actually subs, it doesn't work. So, but we'll figure that out. That's pretty much it. Thank you everyone so much for stopping by. My Collectibles, Superstar Money, if you're still here, Mason Fuzzy, Bobby Kobayashi, Angel Salas, Nick Hill. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Please take care. Please double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw